large number of businesses that I know of which were started by very capable and enthusiastic entrepreneurs, say about 20 years back. Now, by virtue of the dedicated effort of these entrepreneurs and the people that work for them, these businesses have today grown. Let's look at the section which has grown to about 200 to 500 crore. And these have done extremely well. But somehow, these are not able to go beyond that 500 crore. I wanted to share with you what could be the possible reasons and what could be the fix. Now, one of the reasons, and those of the people that I know of, one of the reasons for this is that the second generation is not really keen on the same line of business. Or the second generation is not interested in business at all. So therefore, there is no progression. All right. Now, what happens here is, and we are talking of businesses not in the modern hi-fi sectors like AI, ML, and so on. We are talking of core businesses like engineering, manufacturing, large trading, or services of a conventional nature. Now, what happens with here is that the business has grown. The original owner has now advanced in age, and he is not really very much interested in carrying it forward, but he cannot at the same time abandon the business. Now, there is a very interesting situation we have here. There is a very large amount of expertise, strengths, and value inside this business. And it's not likely to go to the next jump. And when I talk of the next jump, I'm not saying from 500 to 550 crore. I'm talking of 500 to 1500 crore. Now, in order to do that, it has all the ingredients, it has the strengths, it has a very progressive and an impressive client list, it has proven products which have proven over a period of time, but it doesn't have a growth plan, or a growth plan which would take it to the next 1500 kind of level. The reason for that is when it has to go to that level, it really has to break out of the shell. Now, what's the meaning of breaking out of the shell? For this business to grow to that level, there has to be a certain amount of funding required to be put into the business. Now, as you and I know, banks and banking is not a very smart way of funding a business because bank loans are expensive. The second option is equity, which means you are now interested, or you have to be willing to divest a certain amount of your equity in the business and ask for a larger fund to come in. Keep in mind, by virtue of the strengths that are developed in the organization, the value of the business is very large. Its turnover may not be large, but its value is very large. And if there is an investor who understands that, the valuation will be high. Now, how does this happen? Most of the times, businesses try to sell themselves off. Think हम 500 crore कर रहे हैं, हमको अभी और कुछ नहीं चाहिए, I want to sell off. And I have so many of such examples. Even selling off, in my opinion, means that you are divesting. But are you unlocking the value that is there? The value which is not reflected in the turnover. The value which is not reflected in the quantum of profit. But the value which is inside the building in terms of its people, its technology, its products, its client list, its processes. Now, how does one unlock that value? First of all, is it important to unlock the value? Yes, it is extremely important to unlock the value. Because otherwise, even if you are selling the business, you will be selling at a much lower price. And even if you are not selling, you want it to get, you want to hand it over to professional managers, those could be your children or those could be anybody else, then you will have to unlock the value that is inside the building. Now, how do we unlock? Me and a crew of my colleagues with over 15 years of experience each, in having worked for family-owned, family-managed businesses, have come to certain conclusions and have come to certain processes by which these businesses can be unlocked. I and my colleagues will be happy to talk with you and explain to you how you could unlock the value inside your business by virtue of a proper strategic plan, by virtue of identifying the strengths, identifying what are the weaknesses and what is the plan for overcoming those weaknesses, what are the market insights, what kind of market exists, what are the type of people that you have and the type of people that can be hired, and make that big picture of that 1500 crore business from this. If you would be interested in unlocking the value of your business, please get in touch with me and I'll be happy to have an absolutely no obligation phone call with you, post which we can decide whether you would like to unlock that value or not, and if yes, how we can help you in doing that. Please send me a message or leave a comment at the end of this video wherever it is published, and I or one of my colleagues will get back to you soon. My name is Ravinder Ban. I operate out of Mumbai, but I work throughout India, Middle East and the United States.